Hey, how's it going? It's Robin Smith, and it's time for the Robin Smith Show for Sunday. Yeah, April 13th. I'm sorry. My back did not care whether or not I hit the record button. It was going to take my body and stretch. It was just going to keep on stretching. Welcome to the podcast. This should be proof positive that I don't do second takes, right? I used to do second takes. Should I do second takes? I don't know. My wife's probably going to tell me. She's my advisor. She'll advise me to do second takes. Welcome to the show. First of all, thanks for tuning in. No guest this week. And a big congratulations to Gator Nation. I'm just kidding. Alexander Ovechkin broke the record. Holy shit. Okay, no, I should say congrats, Florida fans. Yes, you won the NCAA championship. Usually that's not on my radar because Maryland is not in it. I was sad when the Terps got knocked out. My daughter predicted that Florida would go all the way. She was so stoked. She kicked our ass. The rest of us had Maryland going all the way. But I digress. So congratulations to my daughter. And Ovechkin, amazing. So let's talk about that. If you're not into hockey and you want to fast forward this chunk, be my guest, but I might ramble about it for a little while. So, okay, Ovechkin has passed the Great One. Congratulations. Wayne Gretzky's wife was interesting. She was crying during all that happening. It was very interesting. I was thinking to myself, is she happy? Is she sad? It's a mixture probably. She's like, my husband's supposed to be the king. Wayne Gretzky, he was very gracious and dare I say humble? I don't know. It was nice. I actually was complaining, even though I gave that up for Lent. I was complaining about Monumental Sports Network was having technical difficulties during the Islanders game. I couldn't believe it. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Of all games, I could not tell you the last time you're watching TV and it literally goes to the technical difficulties screen. Amazing. I guess I could have watched it on another network, but I wanted to hear Locker and Joe B, so that was just, I don't know. What is there to say about it? I'm glad that, everyone, anyone who cares about hockey has already heard all the analysis and all the talking about it. So this is just my take is I'm glad that they're past this now before the playoffs, that this isn't like looming over OV's psyche and the team psyche. When you watched the game against, was it the Hurricanes or was there another game? I can't remember who it was when he tied it. And everyone wanted it to be a hat trick, right? It would have been so picture perfect. But like the whole team, like everyone was just like, get it to Ovi, get it to Ovi, get it to Ovi. Well, that's all now behind them. They don't have to do that. And also, I guess just congratulations to the whole Washington Capitals. You clinched the conference. You won the conference. We get home ice advantage for the whole playoffs for the first 3 rounds. That's essentially the whole playoffs, right? Presuming that we advance, which we should. How amazing would it be if the Caps get the Stanley Cup in the same year that Ovi becomes the legendary best goal scorer of all time? I did think that when I was watching the Hurricanes game, that the statue, or it wasn't a statue, but it was like a concrete slab or stone slab with Ovechkin's what's it called? Skates with their signature yellow laces were in there. That was a little strange. I don't know. There was a little bit of like the gold statue of the calf kind of biblical thing. I was like, all right, are we really gonna aren't you supposed to do this with someone like after they're dead? And I thought it was funny that they gave out was it Ted Leonsis, the owner of Monumental Sports Network, that gave the Rolexes, and then whatever brand of watch. I mean, anyone who's not balling out of control. I'm not balling out of control. I'm like, and then for his wife, here's this brand watch, and I'm like, is that supposed to be good? I don't know. Now, is Leonsis the owner of Ted Leonsis? He's the owner of Monumental Sports Network, but he's not also the owner of the Capitals. Who's the owner of the Capitals? I always thought it was owner of Washington Capitals. I always thought he was the owner of the Capitals. Yeah, he is. Oh, majority owner. No. Majority owner and CEO of Monumental Sports, which owns several teams in the end arenas in the IC. Okay, so I'm just an ignoramus. Anyway. Yes. I'm so glad. All right. So let's move on from sports. Did any of you attend the hands-off rally? I didn't. It was busy. It was busy in D.C. Saturday was the hands-off rally, and Sunday was history in Hockey Town. I guess Hockey Town is is Detroit, right? But in hockey world, yeah. It's good that people have rallies. Don't get me wrong. I think that things that are happening around our country are inhumane, shall we say. I mean, I just recently found out the guy that got erroneously deported to the worst prison in El Salvador. It's El Salvador, right? Now Guatemala. I always get them mixed up. It was from Maryland. I didn't know that. I mean, there's... It's good. So it's good that everyone's up in arms. I know it's not just about that guy. By the way, how's your 401k doing? Did you sell? Did you buy? My dad always said when the market goes down, he's always like, AOL's on sale for 50% or, whatever it is back in the 90s. That is one way of looking at it. If you've got cash on the sidelines, okay? Again, not balling out of control, but if you have cash and you want to buy, you can set a price point in there. These big market swings are insane. I don't know that it's wise to do that. And I'm not a financial advisor. I don't say that at the disclaimer at the end of the show. But, yeah, I feel bad for people who are, this is their, they're retired. And this is their source of income. Don't even get me started on Social Security. I mean, anyway, yeah, the hands-off rally, I don't know. There was a local one in our town. I didn't go to that either. I was busy doing something. Did you hear? There's a bill in Congress looking at the end of daylight saving time. I did think it was a myth. That it was the farmers. It was for farmers. Apparently, that's a myth. Whenever we move our clocks back and forward, people are mostly upset about it. I think there's some sort of record of it's the most automobile accidents. Not on fallback, but spring forward because everyone's sleep deprived. Is that a myth? I hope I'm not spreading malinformation. Corey Grebe, come get me. If you didn't listen to the episode last week, I had on the legendary Corey Grebe. Go listen to it. But I'm not spreading malinformation, I promise. Actually, so apparently the farmer thing, it wasn't for farmers. We didn't put our clocks back because of farmers. I was listening to a story on the PBS NewsHour. It started apparently in the U.S. after the Germans started changing their clocks during World War I to save energy. And then we just basically copied them. I feel like it was Johnson who tried to say we're going to do this officially every year. He made it a thing. And then Nixon in the 70s was like, actually, we're not going to do that. We're going to establish year-round daylight saving time. And then in 1974, in the middle of winter, everyone was like, this sucks getting up in the dark. This sucks commuting to work. We don't want to send our kids to school in the dark. So then they went back. So the fact that it comes up in the news and the Congress is like, we got to, it's like, well, whatever. Let's say they say, okay, we ban daylight saving. Well, then we're just going to be, it'll come back 50 years from now. They'll be like, okay, let's undo it. Or they'll undo it the next winter. God only knows. How about getting rid of the penny? My Uncle Chuck's birthday was yesterday. Happy belated birthday, Uncle Chuck. We gave him a birthday call. And he told me, I said, hey, he's 75. I said, I should have sent you 3 quarters in the mail. 3 quarters. And then he gave me some factoid about how 1964, or wait, no, he was born in, I guess if he's 75 and it's 2025, he was born in 1950. So I said, I should have sent you 3 1950 quarters for your birthday. And then he comes back and get this. He goes, actually, those would have been, those are expensive because before 1964, there was a great deal of silver in the quarters. So they changed the alloys. Now, obviously, now quarters are just silver plated, but they're mostly other alloys, he said. Kind of like how older pennies were copper, but now they're mostly zinc. Fun fact. Can always count on Uncle Chuck for fun facts. Yeah, so I don't know. Should we get rid of the penny? Because it costs 15 cents to make 1 penny. Actually, he also said, my uncle also said that is it the Bureau of Engraving and Bureau of Engraving and Printing? That's it. That they make the whole point of making commemorative quarters or changing how the back has a different state on it. The whole point of that is they want people to collect them. And then that way they don't have to pay, they basically, if people collect them, then it takes them out of circulation. Are you following any of this? I'm not even following my own rambling. So let's move on. How about this? Happy birthday, Salisbury. My alma mater, Salisbury University, is celebrating their 100-year birthday, 100-year reunion. Here it is, celebrating our centennial. Salisbury University marks 100 years in 2025, a milestone worthy of celebration. Salisbury's history began on September 7th, 1925. So I'll officially say it again in September. I got to make a note of that. When the state normal school at Salisbury opened its doors to the students for the first time. Since then, tens of thousands have matriculated through our programs. My buddy Tom Gilbert, shout out Tom Gilbert. One time, I remember him talking about Salisbury. He was like, wait a minute. You mean the place where it smells like dead chickens? Like chicken shit and dead chickens? He's not wrong. It's the Purdue facility is over there. And, when the air turns a certain direction, it does not smell good. No, sirree, Bob. Anyway, so I just saw that on a license plate. I was like, wait a minute, 1925? Okay, so so September 7th. I'll make a note of it. All right, so coming up on the podcast, where are we at here? 13 minutes. Rich Del Grande is coming on. Well, he already came on, but I'm bringing you that conversation next week. And then after Rich, Chelsea Rose Odhner. I've been saying Odhner this whole time. It's Odhner. Chelsea Rose Odhner, the one and only Bob Falconer, and Dr. Jonathan S. Rose are coming on to talk about their upcoming book, Opening the Inner World, Spiritual Healing, Internal Family Systems, and Emanuel Swedenborg. I've been reading it. They sent me an advanced copy, and I've been loving it. That book comes out in May. I want to say like May 15th or something. It's really impacting how I think about spirituality and how I carry myself. Well, I don't know. It depends on how open you are, obviously, to things. So for example, just to pay attention to your reaction to this. What if I tell you past lives are real? What's your immediate reaction? Are you like, well, Robin's going to tell me next week to go out and buy some smoky quartz crystal to protect me from the evil spirits? You're damn right I am. You're damn right I am. It depends, Okay, let me say it this way. There was I'm all over the place as usual. Last night was the school where our girls go, their musical performance of The Wizard of Oz. And I always love going to these things. It's always touching, and I'm so proud of these kids. And, excuse me, there's a point in The Wizard of Oz where Glinda, the good witch of the North, she says something. I can't remember who says it, but her response to them is like, well, that she wouldn't have believed it. She had to experience it for herself. Again, I wish I could tell you the whole quote, but and this is in the movie also. It's something like, you're not going to believe something that someone tells you when it's absolutely insane. You're just not going to believe it. It's got to be undeniable for you. And the only way that what is it? Carl Sagan said, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Well, sometimes the only extraordinary evidence that will actually reach your heart is to experience it yourself. Well, I guess that is reading the evidence or seeing, but you do have to experience it yourself. So, past life stuff. I had a session today. Not me as the healing practitioner, therapist, clinician, whatever you want to say. I was the client, and I made some agreements. I can't talk about it on mic. 1 second. I can't talk about details, but I will say this. I was profoundly impacted, and when I got out of the session, I just started bawling, and it made it more real for me. I have skeptical parts, even though I'm deep into this mystical world. I have skeptical parts that are like, we don't buy it, man. We don't buy it. But when you have a direct family member, when you're given information about a direct family member, it just makes it more real. Again, I don't know. I don't know if I'm making sense. It's kind of silly, or not silly, dangerous to talk about this stuff publicly because, I'm not afraid of being ridiculed, or I'm not even afraid of losing my license. I don't carry that fear. But my biggest concern here is that you, the listener, are like, what the fuck is he talking about? I wish I could communicate it better. That's what this is. This is, what episode are you on? 176, 175, something like that. Maybe around episode 500, I'll get the hang of this. I'll get the knack. Oh, by the way, shout out to my grandma. Today's her death day. Do you keep track of your loved ones, your ancestors' death days and birthdays? No, just me. I want to get like some sort of an altar. I want to make kind of like a place where I can kind of commune with ancestors. What I'm trying to tell you is that Mulan is my favorite Disney princess. I want to act more like Mulan. Okay? I'm serious. I want to get a statue of Mother Mary out in our garden. I want to get a statue of Kuan Yin on my desk. Statue of Jesus. Whatever it is. Light some candles. Put some frankincense, essential oil. I don't know. I'm open to it. All right, that's the show. That is the show. There's one more thing. There's just one more thing. There's one more thing. I can't be trusted with sunglasses. I was walking out of the gym, and I'm very aware that I'm wearing Foster Grant CVS sunglasses. Okay? Actually, last week's guest, Corey, will tell you. I not only can I be... Okay, the reason why I buy drugstore sunglasses is because I can't be trusted with them. I will lose them or break them. If I buy a baller-ass pair of like $300 sunglasses or whatever I don't even know. The last time I bought a pair of sunglasses that were not drugstore sunglasses might have been Oakley's in like high school or something. Maybe. I don't have a recollection of it. By the way, sidebar here. This whole episode is sidebars, but I still have the same phone number from 20 years ago. Can you imagine? Can you believe that? That's unbelievable. How is that possible? I don't know. Super sidebar. Anyway, I guess I'm thinking about back in when I got expensive sunglasses. Okay, so last week's guest, Corey Grebe. I can't even be trusted with other people's sunglasses. We were at the beach. He's got a pair of sunglasses on. We take the boat out into the ocean, but I'm carrying it in like the wrong way or something. I don't know. I feel like I blame myself for this. He lost the sunglasses off of his head into the ocean, couldn't recover them. It was my fault. Okay? So if you see me around town and you have sunglasses on, hold them close to your heart. Okay? Because I will doom them. I will doom them. Okay, I want to hear from you all. If you have a suggestion for a guest or a topic to cover, if you have a question for me, you can write into the show at robinsmithshow@gmail.com. Leave a voicemail on the show's hotline, 301-458-0883. If you're a fan of the show, you'd like to support it, reach more listeners, you can share it with friends, family, and colleagues. Of course, you can subscribe, follow, or rate the show on your favorite podcast app. And as always, feel welcome to review the show. And if you'd like to go even further, become a monthly supporter on Patreon. You will help me keep the lights on. And there are multiple tiers with different membership benefits. No, there aren't. Yes, there are. That's the plan anyway. I'm still dragging my feet on that. You can learn more at patreon.com/The Robin Smith Show. Thanks in advance for supporting the show. And we did it. We got it. Congratulations, Florida and Washington and Salisbury and not the Dow Jones. Okay. That's the show. Thanks for listening as always, and I'll see you next week. The Robin Smith Show is produced by me, Robin Smith. Executive produced by Robin and Kelly Glenn Smith at Team Robley. Theme song by The Very Small. The show is engineered by one of my alters, Games Nabisco. Listeners can get in touch by calling or texting the hotline at 301-458-0883. Messages can be sent to robinsmithshow@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow the show on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Disclaimer: this podcast is for general information purposes only and does not constitute the practice of medicine, psychotherapy, or other professional healthcare services, including the giving of medical advice. Note: no therapist-patient relationship is formed. The use of this information is at the listener's own risk. The content of this podcast is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnoses, or treatment. Listeners should not disregard or delay in obtaining medical advice for any medical condition they have and should seek the assistance of their healthcare professionals for any such conditions.